Next speaker, please, is Stephen Hammond. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Stephen. We live in the Chelsea, been here for about 8 years. We love the neighborhood and expected to live out the rest of our days here. Very, very regrettably, we sold our home shortly after the Mount Edwards news. Tent City and Mount Edwards has forced us out of our beautiful home. We bought into the vibrant downtown living idea, but now we are leaving the downtown for a safer environment. We feel forced to leave the area because of Tent City and the Mount Edward fiasco allowed by the city and the province. All was done in the secret and without any consultation with taxpayers who abide by the law. We do not want to move. We did not want to move, ever. Thank you, City of Victoria. Thank you, provincial government. Thank you, Lisa Helps. Thank you, Kool-Aid Society. Steve Nalawani. If you rent or own or have a business near the occupied land, would you please raise your hand? All right, now what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm asking you to let me know if anything has happened to you, and if you have, would you please stand up so that people can see you? Have you had items stolen from you? Had your home broken into? And please stay standing if you have. Had an attempted break-in, and if there's more than one, you can raise your hands. Been threatened, been harassed, been assaulted, had a gun pointed at you, had a knife pulled on you, been woken at night due to noise or altercations, been negatively affected by the smoke, had needles littered on your property, had human feces on your property, witnessed people shooting up in plain view, felt unsafe going outside your property, and changed your normal routines, such as something as simple as where you walk. Thank you very much. Now you can sit down, but is Dawn and Lori Allen here? I'd like you to stay standing, please. Dawn and Lori made the horrible mistake on Sunday of actually leaving their home, an apartment across from Tent City. When Dawn got back after dropping off Lori at the ferry, his home had been broken into. You see, he made the horrible mistake because no bars were on his windows, the only one, as he's the building manager there, that he actually left his window 2 inches open. So they came in, stole his laptop computer, stole all the medication for he and his wife for ailments they've got, various other things, and ransacked part of their place. Now bars are going to be on the window, or are on the window as a matter of fact. Thank you very much, you two. Look, how can people live like this? This is outrageous, and apparently people on council and a lot of the city don't know what's going on. Here are just some of the things that people are enduring or have to see on a regular basis. And some of it's not very pretty, but the fact is it's going on a regular basis. Yet we are told by the police in the city that somehow the numbers aren't any greater for police reports. These are things that have been around all over the place in the city. Yet, the thing is that people are terrified to speak up, go outside, have their businesses robbed or robbed again. Just this morning, someone called up and said they were talking to people around the community in the businesses, and they said that they're very concerned with what's happening, and they can't say a word. If they do, they know the next morning their windows will be smashed in of their businesses. Then, the whole idea that it seems like we're living in Zimbabwe, but of course it feels like it. Then to suggest to make permanent this type of behavior with Mount Edwards just to satisfy the judge, and by the way, how's that working so far, is lunacy, that it should be in a residential neighborhood across from an elementary school. The people of these neighborhoods are living in crisis conditions, and therefore we need a crisis response. We want 1, 24-hour police protection, not 911 on speed dial. That isn't enough. We want a deterrent. 2, we want to uphold the city's laws, because you're literally enabling this. Here was a camper that was parked outside for between 2 and 3 weeks. No one did anything. And here's a transcript of a discussion that someone had when they called in from Parking Services, in which they said that, yeah, our people aren't very comfortable going there, and yeah, we've called the police a lot of times. Well, maybe you should do something about it. I heard this morning that there was actually another car that was there for a week and a half. You can park anywhere around the Tent City, and you won't get a parking ticket. The city is enabling this kind of stuff that's not even on this sacred property that they talk about, and now they're going onto the sidewalks as well. And finally, we ask that you support the taxpayers. The fact is, everyone is talking about what's going on for the people in Tent City. I get that, and this latest press release by the city that Mayor you talked about, nothing is in here about the residents. Everything's about what's going on with Tent City and the people in there. Well, the fact is that just yesterday morning, when I'm walking around, there's someone shooting up. They don't have to worry about anything because nothing happens to them. And finally, what really makes us mad as hell is that on December 9th, 2009, the BC Court of Appeal brought down the Adams decision, which so far has given the decision in the province, the city and the province, 6 years, 4 months, 5 days to do something concrete. Nothing nothing has been done. And as a result, the chickens have come home to roost. We need attention for our homeless. We need attention for people who need help with mental disabilities, and it's not happening. And that's why we are mad as hell.